what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of All In with Nate. As you know, I've been leading up to the Super Bowl talking about the Chiefs and the 49ers. You got a chance to see my video with my buddy, State Chiefs reporter, that's Abe Aaron Ladd. You saw his 3-minute clip. But I actually have the pleasure of having one of my good friends, my bro. He's a big-time 49ers fan. Is the first person to actually join me on a segment. And guess what? I'm going to be adding him live. Let me add him live. There he goes.
See how you
What's going on?
Good offer right there. How you doing, everybody? Let's talk business. Get straight to it. Let's talk
Yes,
business.
sir. Yes, sir.
Brass tacks. I hope you paying attention. Everybody logged in? How many viewers we got? Everybody logged in? We a minute in. We need a few more seconds. Hold on. They ain't ready yet. They got to make the We did a countdown. Let's say hit 15. All right, now it's time for you to talk.
All right. So, as you know, the 49ers are back in the Super Bowl. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them.
They are back in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2019.
2020.
Congratulations to his guys. So, first thing first, how does it feel to make the Super Bowl after 2 tough NFC losses in the last 2 years? In the NFC title game.
I mean, ultimately, it feels great because you definitely want to make a deep playoff run like a Super Bowl. Definitely. But going through what we went through in the last 2 years, nobody's went through more quarterbacks. Nobody's had more injuries. All at the same time, it's never happened. You've never seen it. It's a phenomenon what we went through. We went through 2 great quarterbacks. I'm talking about some 2 Pro Bowl choice type quarterbacks and stumbled on a rookie that was just lucky.
I agree.
Flower from concrete for real. Dude was unstoppable.
That is true.
I've never seen this much dominance in my entire life. All 30 years. Never.
That is
This
true.
is one of the most dominant young quarterbacks I've ever seen. I want him to have 4-5 more years like Mahomes. I want him to have 15 more years like Brady. We're going to count them stats up. We're going to see who's the man then because that boy's going very far.
Yes, sir.
High hopes.
Yes, sir. I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy for sure. I also think y'all ran into 2 really good teams. Of course, the Rams won the Super Bowl, the first NFC title game that y'all lost. Last year, the Eagles just went and wet the bed in Arizona. So we're not even going to talk about them. They lost in the first round. So shout out to the Eagles fans.
Shout out to the Eagles. Y'all the reason we had a spark all the way to the playoffs. Thank you for that win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, now tapping into the game. First thing I want to talk about, the Niners have experienced slow starts against Green Bay and Detroit. How can they avoid it against Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs?
Scammy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. How can we get past them? You know what? We're naturally known for a slow start, though. If you look at all our games, it's like we have to get a feel first. Our team doesn't naturally have confidence in the first 2 quarters because they don't know what they have to do to control the game. Momentum, I don't feel like that actually plays a part with us because when the momentum's the lowest, sometimes we perform the highest. So I don't think that really plays a part with my team at all. It's all about if we can address the flow of the defensive and offensive playbooks from the opponents. That's the biggest component to how we can get into the game. If we can't decipher what they're doing and they're mixing up randomly, they could beat us. They could really confuse us and throw our game off. We don't get that confidence we need by controlling what the playbook got going on. We'll be beat by everybody.
Understandable. And I also can add to that, the Niners, I definitely say they're battle tested this postseason. I knew the Packers were going to give them a tough game because Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan was a part of the same since they were in Atlanta in 2016. They were in Washington.
Shout out Atlanta.
No, it's not even that. They were actually together a couple of years, so they kind of coach similar. They kind of know each other. So I knew that game was going to be a little bit of a shocker for them. But Detroit, I did not see Detroit jumping out to that fast start. But Detroit showed their inexperience by blowing a big second half lead and watching the Niners go on a crazy run to get the lead and go back. So I do agree with you. I think that the 49ers have to avoid that slow start because Andy Reid and company is very well experienced in this stage.
They're tricky. They are very tricky. That Andy Reid definitely has some tricks up his sleeves. He knows how to play high pace and slow pace. He knows how to work for it, and he knows how to steal it. That man can play. That's a coach. I give him his credit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another thing I want to throw, I didn't throw this question up here. One of the biggest problems that the Niners have ran into this postseason has been they've not been able to stop the run. Aaron Jones had a good game against the Niners' run defense, which is really shocking. David Montgomery, of all people, had a good day last week. What do you think they're gonna have to do to slow down Isaiah Pacheco in that rushing attack?
That's a great question. I feel like we need to run more zone blitz plays. We like running man in zone so much, it's ridiculous. It's like we're scared to take it. Look at our stats. We don't got all the sacks. We don't got all the pass rushes. What are we waiting for? We need to just go take it. That's what we need to do. We need to apply that pressure, Mahomes. Because if we don't do it, they're gonna beat us, man. I don't want to lose. We can't lose to this team. Nobody in their right mind can tell me this Kansas City Chiefs team 10 weeks ago was going to the Super Bowl.
You're right.
Nobody can say this team surprised everybody, man.
Yeah, you're right. I agree 100%.
So I know they got tricks up their sleeve. I just know. I just know.
You are correct. And I'm actually going to jump through this question because you're trying to tap into it. As impressive as the Chiefs run has been, and for all you that's watching, they beat the Miami Dolphins, they beat Buffalo, they beat Baltimore. Those are three of the hottest teams in the league entering the playoffs. They took all three of them out. But there's one thing that still is a flaw for the Kansas City Chiefs is that wide receiving core. And I personally feel that San Francisco is going to focus on taking Travis Kelce as much out of the mix as possible.
Absolutely.
How do you think they can take advantage of the ups and downs? The Chiefs receivers haven't had a lot of drops this postseason, but it's a different stage. So what do you think they can do?
We have to, like I was telling you earlier, we have to rush that passer. We have to rush that quarterback. We can humble Mahomes. His players won't ever heat up. Because one thing I like about Mahomes, he reminds me of old players that can get other people started, like Roethlisberger and people like that who can get a no-name receiver and I'm gonna throw him 3 passes before you know he got an 80-yard catch and touchdown. Like that's what Mahomes could do to these no-name people. Not saying they no name, I'm just saying people who aren't Pro Bowl performers. I remember back when the playoffs where Mahomes threw that pass to Tyreek Hill and it was like that trick played interception that messed up the whole game.
Yes.
Like, but when you look at his stats before that and after that, with the level of the caliber Tyreek Hill was and the caliber Patrick Mahomes is, like he got better after that without him. I'm not saying that Tyreek Hill was the problem at all. I'm just saying Mahomes knew that it's not happening again like that.
I agree.
It's never happened like that. And he zoned in and he really turned a lot of nobodies into a whole lot of bodies. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I agree with you
Mahomes,
100%.
He's definitely a player for the times, player for the decade. Definitely.
I agree with you. And I think that the Niners are actually facing a weaker Chiefs offense than even last season. I thought they were a little better last year against the Eagles. But of course, we're not going to go into this game like, oh, we're going to count them out. We're just saying that that's a different Mahomes team right now, but it's impressive that they're even here. That's one of the biggest things. So that leads me into the next question. Compared to the Super Bowl appearance 4 years ago, do you feel confident in this team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and why?
Yes. I'm way more confident in this team because I have a quarterback that has 61% completions in the season. I have a quarterback that's top 5 in passing yards. I got a quarterback that's going to get me 3 touchdowns a game guaranteed. Yes, I have complete faith in this. I don't got to worry about Garoppolo's ankle going out. I don't got to worry about this stuff, man. I ain't got to worry about the third QB having to come in, the punter having to come in to throw. I ain't got to worry about these things. Brock Purdy is young, healthy. He ain't got all the power, but he got the aim. He got the vision. That man, he got young guys. That man got it.
And
Purdy, completely MVP.
And one thing to add, you got him winning Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, yeah, that's my MVP right there.
And one thing I say that the Chiefs, and I said that this was going to be the intriguing part for the Chiefs going into this game, is that Niner team compared to 4 years ago is better. To me, no disrespect to Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert had a great Super Bowl. Don't know why Kyle Shanahan stopped running the ball in that game, but that's the top for another day. But CMC,
you had no idea,
right? CMC is everything that Raheem Mostert wanted to be. Debo is way better than he was as a rookie. You got Brandon Ayuk now. You still got Kittle. Like, you actually have weapons that's going to give that Chiefs team that love to run man-to-man defense, by the way, some problems. So I do feel that the roster is better set up to beat this Chiefs team than 4 years ago. Is there anything that you are concerned about that with this 49er offense? Because Kansas City, has the fourth lowest scoring defense in the playoffs in NFL history. The three before them, the 2013 Seahawks, the 2002 Buccaneers, and the 2000 Ravens. So they're on this historical run. So what is your concern?
I don't want to say it's a big concern because, like I told you, it's like if we get a feel of that play, but we're gonna play. But both sides of offense and defense, our lines are very, very slow. They like to take their time. They're too paced. They're not blocking the way I need them to block. I don't even know how to get deeper than saying the line does not do what it needs to do in the beginning of the game. It's literally the opening part of the game. Like, look back at that Lions game. They scored in the first 30 seconds, man. That was 4 plays down the field, touchdown.
That is true.
Quarterback was not even close to being touched. That just hurt my feelings. I know say the running back don't get touched. He's busting 10, 15 yards a run. That's ridiculous. That's something's not going on with that line, bro. If everybody's guarding the man, and we play too much man, we probably need to stop. But everybody guarding the man, line ain't there to do nothing. Quarterback like Mahomes is going to kill us. And no matter what the running back is, Kelsey is going to be running the ball on us. It's going to be crazy. Expect it.
And one thing I can agree, one thing I say is going to be an issue on both sides. I know we talked about it off air, the line for the San Francisco 49ers, but if we're going to be honest, the Kansas City tackles are horrible. Those guys are horrible. I'm going to be the first one to say
it's going to be battle of the horrible people.
Yeah, it's going to be what pass rush can show up and win the game for both sides, because to be honest, I can't really discredit the Niners because, I mean, CMC went crazy this year. Their offense was crazy despite the ups and downs of their offensive line. But that Kansas City offensive line, Mahomes has been sacked for the most that he's ever been sacked in his career this year. So that could be something to see them take advantage of. Now, I'm going to jump ahead on another question and ask you this. What is your score prediction?
30-27, 49ers. It's going the distance, baby. They're going to score. Each quarterback's going to go crazy, but I feel like it's going to be a halt at 21 for the Chiefs. They're going to have to struggle, but they're going to get at least 2 field goals off. I got strong faith in that. We going all the way. We going to we probably going to kick like 4 field goals, but we getting 3 touchdowns. We getting 3 touchdowns. Definitely.
Okay.
I need my line to do something, though, because CMC don't need to break 30 tackles to get 15 extra yards after the breaks. That's a lot of work.
That is true. And wait till the show is over. I'm not giving no answer until the show is over.
That's tough.
Because this is 49ers talk with T-Mac, not Nate.
30-27, man.
So he got 30-27. Now, the tough question. If the Niners didn't win the Super Bowl, is this their best chance with the current makeup of this roster?
If they don't win the Super Bowl, bring flowers to my funeral. I'm dying. No, I'm joking. It's an exaggeration. Relax. I'm going to be alive, but my soul will be tethered. They need to win. But if we do not, unfortunately, come out with a victory, the best chance for us to do in the offseason, the best things for us to do in the offseason, I should say, we're going to have to build that bench up crazy. Our bench, our people that can swap in and come out, they lack so much they can't even stay in the game long. That is pitiful. We can't even take no breaks. That Lions game that first 2 quarters was a prime example of fatigue. They were already getting beat. Now they're tired. We got sub people in, can't beat them. We put them back in tired to getting beat more. That was ridiculous. So we need to definitely get some young people in there. I get it. We got Purdy, but that's about it. We need some more young people in there. We need some young people on the roster. We need some line. We need some safeties. We don't need no more DBs. Stop bringing in DBs. We just need some safeties. We don't need no linebackers. Bring some line. We need some tackles, some lines. We need a new center. Kicking's good. Offensive weapons. We like a Swiss Army knife. We pretty good, but bring some energy, man. Spike the Gatorade. No, I'm just playing. Don't do that. But do something, man. Get some new cheerleaders. New outfit. Do something.
Oh man, I love your take on that. And there, but I will say for me, as a person that's a fan of the game, person that know the experience of the Kyle Shanahan offense here in Atlanta, I had to throw it in there.
NFL aficionado.
My problem is going to be simply one thing and one thing only. I think the 49ers have a great chance of winning this game. Do Kyle Shanahan get out of his head to finally get over the hump? Because if you are an NFL fan, the 49ers, last year, last year, unfortunately, the game was just out of hand from the start. The Rams game was one of those games that Kyle Shanahan blew it for them. They could have won that game. They could have been in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And then in the previous Super Bowl, as you heard me and T-Mac talk about earlier, Raheem Mostert had a field day and he decided, okay, I want to make Jimmy Garoppolo the MVP, and then it turned into a disaster. So
the worst disaster ever.
Right. So we don't need no Kyle Shanahan agendas because as a fan, you see what team I represent in the back, we understand it 100%. He did the same thing in the Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. So I understand. So I don't want the 49er fans to have to go through that at all. Again, that's too much. He should get the job done with this group. Okay. So with that being said, do you have anything else left to say about the Niners?
Y'all the realest team in the NFL. Can't nobody tell me different. God's gift to earth, man. Y'all so pleasant. We so thankful for you over here. San Fran till we can't stand, man. You know how we rocking, man. It's been an incredible season. I love the direction of the NFL right now because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's up next. So all in all, I'm a diehard Niners fan for sure. But I'm a fan of the sport. Bring me the opponents. Bring me the controversy. Bring me the challenge. I'm here for all of that. That's why I look forward to the Chiefs. I was looking forward to the Ravens too. I love the games we had against Detroit and Green Bay. Like, that was incredible to me. Like, yes, this was great. Who expected Green Bay and Detroit to be playing the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs? None of y'all. Nobody. We didn't see this. Buffalo Bills run was amazing this year. I love NFL, period. I love NBA, period. I love sports, period. Thank you for sports.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir. And on that note, man, I appreciate you being a part of it. You were my first guest that actually sat over here with me. You did awesome. But that's my 49ers portion of the show. Stay tuned because you will find out who I'm picking to win the Super Bowl. Me and T-Mac out of here, though.
Don't matter. Don't listen to Nate. He's a hater. He is a hater. This is the gang right here.
I am not a hater. I am not a hater. Good night, everyone.